Well, joining me now is another Florida congressman, Michael Waltz. Congressman, thanks so much for joining us. When you saw this Miami Herald piece, give me your perspective on it.
Well, you know, Jason, let me tell you, the elderly, the most affected and the vulnerable of Florida, didn't think that Governor DeSantis was selfish when, thank God for Operation Warp Speed and President Trump and the record vaccines that we received, when he applied it to them first, despite the CDC instructing the state to do it separately. They didn't think he was selfish. Our first responders don't think he's selfish, or any of the leadership of the state when they're refusing to fire people if they have concerns about the mandates. They don't think he's selfish. The kids in Florida that have been in school since August of 2020, 5 days a week in person, don't think he's selfish. And let me tell you, having one of the lowest unemployment rates and a growth rate last month that was 6 times the economic growth rate of the nation, people whose small businesses are booming and they're back to work, trying to balance and live with this pandemic while also getting on with their lives. They don't think he's selfish either. But Jason, let me just say very quickly, you know, instead of pointing fingers at each other, trying to find fault here in the United States on partisan lines, let's not forget where this came from and who's covered it up, and that's the Chinese Communist Party. And I haven't heard squat about that from the Miami Herald.
No, nor have I heard from the Democrats. They control the House and the Senate, and there is not one investigation into the origins of COVID. Very quickly, I'm going to play this little sound from President Biden, but every once in a while he stumbles onto something and says something that I agree with. Listen to what he says about the states and their role in solving this problem.
There is no federal solution. This gets solved at a state level. We're prepared and we know what it takes to save lives, protect people, and keep schools and businesses open. We just have to stay focused and continue to work together.
The problem, Congressman, is he says that, but they act totally differently, don't they?
Yeah, they do. As they try to, put in one-size-fits-all mandates and solutions, and it's so frustrating. We're seeing bowl games getting canceled. Now players not able to play, people aren't able to perform because the CDC and his agencies aren't keeping up with the variants. They aren't adjusting their guidelines. Finally, they did today, but it's way too slow. But Biden's catching on to what Americans have caught on to a year ago. They're voting with their feet. They're moving to Florida, Tennessee, Texas. 1,000 a day coming into Florida for their individual freedom, for their liberty, because we believe that they can choose best for what's good for their families and their livelihoods, not Washington, D.C. And that's, that underscores everything. That's why California, New York, Illinois, Massachusetts are losing people left and right.
Congressman Waltz, thank you. Thank you for your service, and have a wonderful and a great new year.